Hello everyone, in this video tutorial I will show you how to perform cross-site request forgery or CSRF attack. Okay, so what is CSRF? CSRF is basically an attack that forces the end user to execute unwanted action on the web applications in which they are currently authenticated. So I'm going to give you a scenario here, right? So this is a victim machine, okay? It can be any operating system or OS. In my case, I'm using Windows 7, but you can use any other OS if you like, okay? So when the victim click a link and try to log in to a web page, he or she is unable to log in because the attacker, which is I'm using Kali, already modified the password. Okay, so when the victim try to log in, he or she is unable to log in because the attacker already modified and changed the password. Okay, so here is the metasploitable which is vulnerable machine that I'm using called DVWA. Okay, DVWA. So for this lab setup, I'm using pfSense as my routers, right? On the top is my routers, and then I have Kali. Kali or attacker machine 192.168.1.103. You may have a different IP address, which is fine as long as you remember the IP address of the attacker. Okay, and the metasploitable, which is vulnerable machine, is 192.168.1.101. Okay, so this is 103 and this is 101. And they are in the same subnet. So if you have a different IP, make sure you test them. They can ping each other, all right? And the victim machine, I'm using Windows 7, as I mentioned to you earlier, 192.168, this is a typo, 192.168.1.105, right? So here I already established 3 of them, okay? So let me show it to you, right? So here on my metasploitable, I already ifconfig, right? Which is 1.101. And here on the Kali machine, let me show it to you. So if I run this ifconfig, this is 103. So if I try to ping this to 192.168.1.101, which is the metasploitable machine, ping, there we go, it works. So it's always a good idea that whenever you set up a lab, you need to test them, make sure that it works, okay? The network must be working properly. Okay, here on the Windows 7, I already set up 2. So let me see if I can show you the IP address, which is CMD. Let me see if I can ping the router 192.168.1.1. Okay, click there. Oh, we cannot find it, so I need to, oh, I have a typo here. See, it is case sensitive, so you need to type it carefully. 192.168.1.1. Boom, there we go. You get that. Control C. All right. If I ping to my metasploitable, which is 103, boom, there we go. It's work. So all the VM machine works properly. Okay. If you haven't watched my previous video how to set up this lab, make sure you watch the lab setup installation video first before you perform this exercise, lab exercise. Okay, you can use host only adapter if you like, as long as this host machine can communicate each other, right? So in my case, my lab setup is this: Kali, Meta, victim machine, and I have PFSend on the top there. Okay, if you wanna use host on the adapter setup, it's fine with me. Whichever is work for you. All right. So to perform this lab, I have 4 VM here: 1, 2, 3, and 4. So if your host computer or host machine does not have enough memory, then you may have a little bit of issue. But if you have 8 gig or 16 gig of memory, that should be fine. I believe I allocate this one 4 gig, 4 gig, 2 gig, 1 gigabyte, and this is, I believe, 2 gig. Okay, so I just perform this setup. I just do the setup for lab purposes. So here, the explanation about it, right? I have my screenshot. Okay, so send them a link and force them to make password change. All right. So that's the lab setup. Let's go to the method, right? So let's go to the method. I'm gonna provide this documentation in the Blackboard. So let me show it to you. I'm gonna go to Kali and I'm gonna go to the login to DVW. Okay, so let me show it to you. I'm going to 192.168.1.101, which is my Metasploitable machine, right? Go to DVWA. Oh, did I? Okay, here, let me see. I'm going to type this admin and then change this to password. Okay, oh, login failed because I already performed this lab before. So let me change this one first. Okay, I'm going to fix this one first because let me see, where is this? Okay, 192. Let me reset let me reset this because I already used this one before. Before I make this recording, I did some testing first. So let me reset this database. Setup, I'm using 123 password there. Create and reset password, right? So you go to, in case you had used this DVWA for other lab, we need to reset it. So we need to start from scratch, right? So I'm gonna log out, okay? Reset this. So I'm gonna log in this using admin, and the default password is password, right? I'm going to log in using admin and password. Okay, there we go, right? So from here, you need to set the DVWA security to low, right? If you forget to do this, then you are not able to perform the lab. So I'm gonna click submit. So this is important, right? So log into DVW, change the security to low, and let's go to cross-site request forgery. Here we're gonna change the, we're gonna log in this one, right? I'm going to log in using password called what? New password is called password, and then confirm this password. Okay, change. So now the password has been changed. Okay, once the password has been changed, we need to go to the attacker machine, right, to create a fake website, right? So how we do this? We're gonna go here. I'm going to go to ls, change directory to cd document, right? Go to document directory and ls. Okay, I already create that one, CSRF. In case you haven't done that, you need to create that. So you just have to do mkdir like this, CSRF, right? I won't perform this because I already do this, but you need to mkdir CSRF, all right? And from here, you need to go to cd CSRF, move to this directory, and then let me see. Okay, I already create the index, okay? As I mentioned to you, I already performed this lab, but I'm gonna repeat this to you again so you know how it works, right? The next thing we need to do, we need to create index.html. So how we do that? So to create index.html, you need to use nano, okay? So let me see the command for that. The nano, let me see. The nano, change the password. Okay, here we're gonna use nano. We're gonna use this called nano. We're gonna go to nano index.html. Okay, enter. All right. So in here, we need to nano, and then we're gonna go to the bottom. And if you look at this, right, originally the password is not 1234, right? Originally it wasn't 1234, but in my case, you have to change the password here. Originally this password is password. So let me put it the original one, okay? The original one is password like this, right? So you need to change this password to, I'm gonna delete this, change it to 1234, all right? Also, when they ask you to confirm, make sure you change this to 1234 because originally it was password. Then make sure you put the double quotation here and close this, and put a link here is called click here, right? Click here to enter, maybe click here to enter, right? And make sure you close the anchor hypertext reference. So you need to create an index file using this command, anchor hypertext reference, and then change the password, right? Because as a hacker, you intercept the victim, right? Once you modify this, let me see, on the documentation, maybe I need to fix a little bit for you. You need to use here, you're gonna use nano index.html, okay? So you create a fake website of index.html using nano, all right? Actually, this one goes first, right? This one, I'm gonna cut this. First, you make directory, and then you create a fake website of index.html and change the password to 123, right? Let me see, what's the next one? The next one, I have my example here, right? I have my screenshot. And then after you do that, you need to save this, okay? So you need to press Control O, right? Control O, okay. You need to click here, Control O, and then they ask you, do you want to write to index.html? Say yes. So you press Enter, and then you click Exit. Control X, right? Control X, exit. Okay. So now if we verify the directory ls, you have the index.html. All right. So what's the next step? Let me see. The next step is once you finish, oop, did I lost this mine? Okay. The next thing, the next step is turn on the Python server, right? So this is how you turn on the server. The command is Python. Let me see. The command is Python 3, because we are using Python 3, right? Python 3 -m HTTP server, and the port is 8000. Enter. Boom. Okay, now your server is on. Make sure you click enter. Otherwise, you did not turn on the server. So let me Control C. If you want to verify what Python server you use, you have to use this command. Python dash version here. I'm using 3.13, right? So if you're using Python 2, then you have to specify is Python 2. So here, I'm gonna turn on the server, http.server 8000, enter. Now we are on, all right? Okay, after that, we need to go to the victim machine, right? So let me see if I can minimize this, right? I minimize this. Now, this is the victim machine, which is Windows OS. You can use any other operating system, which is fine. So I'm gonna click this, and let's say that someone gonna send you a link, right? This is through a link. I'm going to go to 192.168.103. You have to type this exactly. http://192.168.1.103:8000. Enter. Boom. Okay. So here, as the victim, as the user, go to this link, receive the link, and try to click. Look at that. The server is on here, right? On your Kali as an attacker machine, you can see that they are start using this. So if click here to enter the link, if I click this and then try to log in using the original one, admin and password, it should fail. Why it should fail? Because we had changed the password to 1234, right? So here, if I log in, boom, oop, it should be okay. So let me see, let me pause this, okay? It should fail though, so I may have to reset this again. So let me pause this video. This should fail. Okay. When I did the lab earlier, I forget to log out. So I have to log out first, right? I have to log out, and if I try to enter, so I'm gonna use admin and then password like this. Hold on, this one has an issue. Let me troubleshoot that, because this should fail. Okay, this is what I do to troubleshoot this. Okay, so I go ahead and check my file here. Apparently I have some typo. So when you type this one, make sure you don't have a typo. I have this password. Apparently I put additional extra pound sign here. I have like a pound sign, so it threw me off a little bit. So what I do, I'm gonna delete this, right? I'm gonna save this again, Control O, okay? And then I do Control X, okay? I do Control X. And then after I do Control X, I'm gonna run this again, right? I'm gonna run this Python web server, okay? And then on the machine here, on the Windows 7 machine, which is this one, I'm going to go to the new one, all right? I'm going to the new tab, okay, while this is open. Okay, so this is still open, still in session. I open a new tab and I go to the Kali Linux attacker machine, right? Pretend that someone sent you a link, right? 192.168.103, right? So here, as you can see, when the user click this link and click here, right? Click here because we changed the password already. Click here. Now, when we click this, right? The password has been changed to what? 1234, right? As you can see that, it's not password anymore. So if you try to log in, right? I'm gonna log out here. I'm gonna log out and then change this. If I log in using the old one, admin and password, it should fail, right? Look, if I click login, boom, there is fail. Okay, so this is the proof of concept. So the problem that I have, first of all, my index file, I have extra pound sign. And second, while this is still open, when the user go to the link and click it, make sure you verify on the top. That is the hacker password. That is the password that the hacker put 1234 instead of the password. That means that the hacker have changed the password, right? So if you try to log in again using the old one, admin and password like this, it will fail, right? So that's the proof of concept. Now I can log in using the hacker password, admin, and then I'm going to use 1234. This should be successful because the hacker just changed it. Okay, so the hacker now have changed the password. Login, there we go. All right, so thank you very much for watching. Hopefully that this video is informative to you and learn from this lab exercise, right? So I just want to make a note, when you run this server, open a new tab and then you send a link, right? And then the hacker gonna send the link, right? When the hacker send the link, make sure that you verify on the top that it has been changed to 123. Okay, here we go. I think I gave it to you right here, right? So when the user get a link and then click that, this password has been changed to 123, not the password anymore. That means that you have successfully intercepted. Okay, so thank you and see you in the next video.